Our progress report says we are at stage 3, paragraph page 167. Okay,
Yes.
and our last headword was capital letter, new work type of lesson. Okay, so let's
Yes.
start with revision. Ready? Here we go.
Okay.
The most people in your country live in houses or flats. The most people in your country live in houses or flats. Most people in my
Most people
country live
in my country live in flats.
in flats. Very good. How many floors are there in your building? How many floors are there in your building? There are
There are 10 floors
floors in my building.
in my building.
Where is Japan near England? Is Japan near England? No, Japan
No,
isn't near
Japan
England.
isn't in England.
It's far from England.
It's far from England.
Where is France further from England than China? Is France further from England than China? No, France isn't
No,
further
France
from
isn't
England
further from
than
England
China.
than
It's
China.
nearer England than China. It's nearer England than China. Okay, one more.
Oh, okay.
Is
Yes.
is France further from England than China? Is France further from England than China? No, France
No,
isn't further
France
from
isn't
England
further
than
from
China.
England than
It's
China.
nearer England
It's
than
near
China.
England than China.
Very good. Of these three countries, France, Greece, and Japan, which is the nearest to England? Of these three countries, France, Greece, and Japan, which is the nearest to England? Of those three
Of
countries,
those three
France,
countries,
Greece, and
France,
Japan,
Greece, and Japan,
France is the nearest to
France
England.
is the nearest to England.
Where and which of those three countries is the furthest from England? And which of those three countries is the furthest from England? Of those three
Of
countries,
those three
Japan is
countries,
the furthest
Japan
from
is the
England.
farthest from England.
Very good. What do I say to you at the beginning of the lesson? What do I say to you at the beginning of the lesson? You say good morning.
You say good morning.
You say good evening to me
You say good evening to
at the
me
beginning of the lesson.
because
At the beginning of the lesson. Okay, one more. You say good
okay.
evening to me
You say you say good evening to
at the
me
beginning of the lesson.
at the beginning of the lesson.
Very good. What do I say to you at the end of the lesson? What do I say to you at the end of the lesson? You say goodbye to me
You say
at the end
goodbye
of
to
the
me
lesson.
at the end of the lesson.
Very good. Does January come at the end of the year? Does January come at the end of the year? No. January
No,
doesn't come
January
at the end
doesn't
of the
come
year.
at the end of
It
the
comes
year.
at the beginning
It
of the
comes
year.
at the beginning of the year.
Does Saturday come at the beginning of the week? Does Saturday come at the beginning of the week? No. Saturday
No,
doesn't come
Saturday
at the
doesn't
beginning of
come
the
at the
week.
beginning of the week.
It comes at the end of the
It
week.
comes at the end of the week.
Very good. Is the sun shining at the moment? Is the sun shining at the moment? Yes or no?
And no,
The sun
the
isn't
sun
shining at the moment.
isn't shining at the moment.
Does the sun shine during the night? Does the sun shine during the night? No. The sun
No,
doesn't
the
shine
sun
during the
doesn't
night.
shine during the night.
Can we see well during the night if the moon isn't shining? Can we see well during the night if the moon isn't shining? No, we can't see
No,
well
we can't
during the
see
night
well during
if the moon isn't shining.
if the moon isn't shining.
We see badly.
Uh,
We see badly.
we see badly.
Very good. One more. No, we can't see
No,
well
we
during
can't
the
see
night
well
if the
during the night.
moon isn't
If the
shining.
moon isn't
We
shining,
see badly.
we see badly.
Very good. Do you go to bed early? Do you go to bed early? Yes or no?
No,
I
I
don't
don't
go
go
to bed
to
early.
bed
I go
early.
to bed late.
I go to bed late.
Very good. Do you get up late? Do you get up late? Yes or no?
No, I
I do.
don't get up late.
I get up early.
I get up early.
Very good. Do the students generally come into the classroom later than the teacher? Do the students generally come into the classroom later than the teacher? No. The
No,
students
the
don't
students
generally come
don't generally
into the
come
classroom
into the
later than
classroom
the teacher.
rather than teacher.
They generally come
They generally
into the
come
classroom
into the classroom
earlier than he
earlier than
does.
he does.
Very good. Who gets up the earliest in your family? Who gets up the earliest in your family? My
My mother
gets up the
gets up
earliest in my family.
earliest in my family.
Who gets up the latest in your family? Who gets up the latest in your family? My
My brother gets
gets up
up
the latest in my
the
family.
latest in my family.
Very good. Is it light during the night? Is it light during the night? No, it isn't
No,
light during
it
the night.
isn't white during the
It's
night.
dark during the night.
It's dark during the night.
Wait, is it dark in there now? Is it dark in there now? No, it isn't
No,
dark
it
in here
isn't
now.
dark in here now.
It's light.
It's right.
Can you see in the dark? Can you see in the dark? No, I can't see
No,
in the
I
dark.
can't see in the dark.
Very good. Do you live near a station? Do you live near a station? Yes or no?
No,
I don't live near a station.
I, I don't live near the station.
I live far from a station.
I live far from the station.
Very good. Is the station far from there? Is the station far from there? Yes or no?
Yes,
The station is far from here.
is far from here.
Very good. What's a millionaire? What's a millionaire? A millionaire is a
A
person who
millionaire is
has
a
a
person
million
who
pounds
has
or
a
more.
million pounds
Or
more.
more. Very good.
Or
Tell me the
more.
names of some millionaires. Tell me the names of some millionaires, please. The names of some
The names
millionaires
of
are
some millionaires are
Bill
Bill
Gates,
Gates,
Elon Musk,
Elon Musk,
etc.
etc.
Tell me the name. Okay. Have you got as much money as a millionaire? Have you got as much money as a millionaire? No, I haven't
No,
got
I
as
don't.
much
I
money
haven't got
as
as
a
much money
millionaire.
as a
I've
millionaire.
got less money
I've got less
than
money
a millionaire.
than millionaire.
Very good. Is Mount Everest very high? Is Mount Everest very high? Yes, Mount Everest
Yes,
very
Mount
high.
Everest, very high.
Are there very few people in China? Are there very few people in China? No, there aren't.
No, there
Very
aren't
few people in
very few
China.
people in
There
China.
are very
There
many
are
people
many
in
people
China.
in China.
Wait, is it very cold in Africa? Is it very cold in Africa? No, it isn't
No,
very
it
cold
isn't
in
very
Africa.
cold in
It's
Africa.
very hot in
It's
Africa.
very hot in Africa.
Is Japan very near England? Is Japan very near England? No, Japan
No,
isn't
Japan
very near
isn't
England.
very near
It's very
England.
far from
It's
England.
very far from England.
Do you get up very early? Do you get up very early? Yes or no?
No,
I
I
don't
don't
get
get
up
up
very early.
very early.
I get up late.
I get up late.
Wait, do you speak English very well? Do you speak English very well? No, I don't
No,
speak
I
English
don't
very
speak
well,
English very
but I
well,
speak it
but
well
I
enough.
speak it well enough.
Very good. What message do we generally write inside a Christmas card? What message do we generally write inside a Christmas card? The message we
The
generally
message
write
we generally
inside
write
a Christmas card
inside a
is
Christmas
a
card
Merry Christmas
is a Merry
and a Happy
Christmas
New
and
Year.
Happy New Year.
Very good. What does the word merry mean in Japanese? What does the word merry mean in Japanese? The word merry
The
means
word merry is
tanoshi in Japanese.
楽しい in Japanese.
Are people generally merry if they drink a lot of wine? Are people generally merry if they drink a lot of wine? No. Yes.
No,
People are
yes,
generally
people
merry
are generally
if they
merry
drink a lot of
if
wine.
they drink a lot of wine.
What does the word happy mean in Japanese? What does the word happy mean in Japanese? The word happy
The
means
word happy means
幸せ in
幸せ in
Japanese.
Japanese.
Very good. Do you feel sad when you go on holiday? Do you feel sad when you go on holiday? No, I don't feel
No,
sad
I
when
don't
I
feel
go on
sad when
holiday.
I go on
I
holiday.
feel happy.
I feel happy.
Very good. Are my hands apart? Are my hands apart? No, your hands
No,
aren't
your
apart.
hands aren't
They're
apart.
together.
They're together.
Do you live apart from your family? Do you live apart from your family? Yes or no?
Yes,
I live apart from my
I
family.
live apart from my family.
Very good. Are you in that room together with other people? Are you in that room together with other people? Yes or no?
No, I
I'm
don't
not
live.
in this room
I'm not in this room
together with other people.
together with other
I'm
people.
alone.
I'm alone.
Very good. What do you eat for your lunch apart from meat? What do you eat for your lunch apart from meat? I eat bread,
I eat
vegetables,
bread,
etc.
vegetables,
for my
etc.
lunch apart
or
from
my
meat.
lunch apart from meat.
Do you study anything apart from English? Do you study anything apart from English? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
I
study
study
something apart from
something
English.
apart from English.
Apart from me, is anybody in this room sitting? Apart from me, is anybody in this room sitting? No. Apart from
No,
you,
apart from you,
nobody in that room is
nobody in
sitting.
that room is sitting.
Who lives in your house apart from you? Who lives in your flat apart from you? Nobody lives in my
Nobody
flat
lives
apart
in my
from me.
flat apart from me.
Wait, do you speak English better than Japanese? Do you speak English better than Japanese? No, I don't speak
No, I
English
don't speak
better than
English better
Japanese.
than
I speak
Japanese.
it worse
I speak
than
it worse
Japanese.
than Japanese.
Wait, do you think Tokyo is a worse place to live in than the North Pole? Do you think Tokyo is a worse place to live in than the North Pole? No, I don't think
No, I
Tokyo
don't think
is a worse
Tokyo
place to
is
live
the
in
worst place to
than the
live
North
in
Pole.
than the North
I
Pole.
think it's a better
I
place
think it's a
to
better
live
place
in than the
to
North
live
Pole.
in than the North Pole.
Is a Toyota a better car than a Rolls Royce? Is a Toyota a better car than a Rolls Royce? Yes or no? A
Yes.
Toyota is a better
The
car
Toyota it's a better
than a
car
Rolls Royce.
than the Rolls Royce.
Is the Cinema A a worse cinema than Cinema B? Is the Cinema A a worse cinema than Cinema B? No. The Cinema
No,
A
the Cinema
isn't a
A
worse cinema
isn't a worse
than Cinema
cinema
B.
than Cinema B.
It's a better cinema
It's a better
than
cinema
Cinema B.
than Cinema B.
When do we use capital letters? When do we use capital letters? We use
We
capital
use
letters at the
capital
beginning of
letters
a
at the
sentence
beginning of the
for the
sentence
pronoun I
for the pronoun
and for
I
the first
and
letter
for the first letter
of people's names,
of people's
place
names,
names,
of place names,
days of the week,
days of the week,
months of the year,
a month of the year,
nationalities, and languages.
nationalities, and languages.
Very good again. That's the end of our revision. Let's have numeric. Very good. Okay, repeat. The best,
The best,
the worst.
the worst.
Very good. Okay, listen. The best is an adjective, which is the superlative of good. Good, better, best. Okay? The worst is the opposite of best, which is the superlative of like bad or worse. For example, Kyoto is the best place in Japan to live in. English was my best subject at school, and mathematics was my worst subject at school. Let's practice. Where do you think's the best place in your country to live? Where do you think's the best place in your country to live? I think
I think Kyoto is the best place
in my country to live.
in my country to live.
Which do you think's the worst day of the week? Which do you think's the worst day of the week? I think
I, I think Monday is the
it's worst day of the
day,
week.
worst day of the week.
Yeah, everybody thinks so. Okay, next.
Yes.
What was your best subject at school? What was your best subject at school?
uh,
Best
and
subject
history is
was my
the
best
best subject.
subject at school.
Was my best subject at school.
What was your
And
worst subject at school? What was your worst subject at school? What was your worst subject? Mathematics or history?
mathematics.
Was my worst subject,
Mathematics.
Homer?
My
Mathematics was my
mathematics
worst
was
subject
my worst
at
subject
school.
at school.
Very good. Next, repeat. Game.
Ding,
Homer. Game.
ding,
Rugby.
rugby,
Golf.
golf,
Basketball.
basketball.
Very good. Okay, listen. The words game, rugby, golf, and basketball are all nouns. For example, children like to play games. The names of some games in which we use a ball are football, tennis, rugby, golf, basketball, etc. Let's practice. What kind of games do you like the best? What kind of games do you like the best? The kind of games.
The game kind of
Well,
games.
the kind
Uh,
of games I like
kind
the
of
best
games
are
I like best are soccer,
and
soccer and basketball.
basketball. Very good. Do children like playing games? Do children like playing games? Yes, children like
Yes, the
playing
children
games.
like play games.
Tell me the name of a card game. Tell me the name of a card game, please. The name of a
The
card
names of
game
the card
is
games
poker.
is poker.
Very good. Name me some games in which we use a ball. Name me some games in which we use a ball, please. Some games in
Some
which
games
we
in
use a
which
ball
we
are
use a ball are
football,
uh,
tennis,
football,
rugby,
tennis,
golf,
rugby, golf,
basketball, etc.
basketball, etc.
Very good. Okay, let's repeat. Look,
Look at,
watch.
watch.
Very good. Okay, listen. Okay, the difference between to look at and to watch is that we use to look at if we're looking at something that doesn't move or still, whereas we use to watch for something that is moving. Okay? Let's practice. What's the difference between to look at and to watch? What's the difference between to look at and to watch? The difference
The
between
difference
to look
between
at
look
and
at
to watch is
and
that we
to
use
watch
to look
is
at
that we
for
use to
something
look
that
at. So something that
that is
move,
still,
that is still,
whilst we use to watch
whereas we use
for
to watch
something that is
for
moving.
something that is moving.
Very good. Okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm looking at your hand.
I'm looking at your hand.
Very good. Now, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm watching your hand.
I'm watching your hand.
Very good. Is it right to say I'm watching that picture? Is it right to say I'm watching that picture? No, it isn't
No,
right to
it
say
isn't right to
you're
say
watching that
you're
picture.
watching that
Why?
picture
Why not? Why not? Because that picture's
because
still.
that's picture still.
What must I say instead? What must I say instead? You must say
You
you're
must say
looking at that
you're
picture.
looking at that picture.
Wait, is it right to say we look at a game of football? Is it right to say we look at a game of football? No, it isn't
No,
right to
it
say
isn't right
we
to
look
say
at a game
we
of
look at
football.
a game of football
Why not? Why not? Because a game of
because
football
a
moves.
game of football moves.
Very good. What must we say instead? What must we say instead? We must say
We must
we
say
watch a game
we watch a
of
game
football instead.
of football instead.
Do you like watching television? Do you like watching television? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
I
like
like watching
watching
television.
television because television moves. Okay, the screen. Okay, very good. Next, repeat. Buy.
Buy.
Very good. Okay, listen. Buy is a verb. Okay. So, for example, I buy my food from the shop near where I live. Okay. So let's practice. Where do you buy your food? Where do you buy your food? I buy my food
I buy my
from a
food
shop near
from a
where I
shop
live.
near where I live.
Can we buy apples at a shoe shop? Can we buy apples at a shoe shop? No, we can't
No,
buy
we
apples
can't buy
at a
apples
shoe shop.
at a shoe shop.
Very good. Next, repeat. Gerund.
Gerund.
Preposition plus noun.
A preposition plus noun.
Very good. Okay, now let's talk about gerund and preposition plus noun. Okay, listen. So let's review first. A gerund is a noun that we make by putting the letters ing at the end of a verb. So if the verb is speak, to make it a noun, we put ing. Speaking, eat, eating, come, coming. Okay. In English, after a preposition, we use a noun. For example, on the table, after the lesson. So table and lesson are nouns. If we want to say an action after a preposition, we make it a gerund. We put ing, not the infinitive. For example, we say for buying, for eating, for walking, for running, etc. Let's practice. Do we use the gerund or the infinitive after a preposition? Do we use the gerund or the infinitive after a preposition? We use the gerund
We use
after a
gerund
preposition.
after a preposition.
Give me some
uh,
examples. Give me some examples, please. Before coming,
before coming,
after taking,
after
for
taking,
buying, etc.
for buying, etc.
What is a gerund? What is a gerund? A gerund is a
A
noun
gerund is
that
a
we
noun
make by
that we
putting
make
the
by
letters
putting
ing
the letters
at
ing
the end of a verb.
at the end of verb.
Very good. Which do you think is the best shop in your town for buying women's clothes? Which do you think is the best shop in your town for buying women's clothes? I think
I think Ion Mall is the best shop
in my town for
in
buying
my town
women's
for
clothes.
buying women's clothes.
Very good. Okay. What do you do before coming to school each day? What do you do before coming to school each day? I eat breakfast,
I eat
speak to my
breakfast,
friends,
speak to my
etc.
friends,
before
etc.
coming to school each
before
day.
coming to school each day.
Are you very good? Are you good at playing football? Are you good at playing football? Yes or no?
No,
I'm not
I,
good at playing
I'm not
football.
good at playing football.
I'm bad at playing football.
I'm bad at playing football.
Very good. Me either. Okay, so that's the end. Let's move on to our reading.
Okay,
Okay, so our reading is at stage 2, page 102. Last word was watch. Okay, please start at question number 2. Second question. What's the difference between wear and carry?
okay. What's the difference between wear and carry? The difference between wear and carry is that we use wear for things that is on the body, whereas we use carry for the things that is not on the body. Is there a clock in this room? Yes, there's a clock in this room. No, there isn't a clock in this room. Am I carrying a watch? No, you aren't carrying a watch. You're wearing a watch. What are you carrying in your pocket? Uh, I'm carrying
Some
I'm
money.
carrying a pen in some money in my pocket.
Very good.
Time passed to by a clock. What the time by this clock? It's 3 o'clock, etc. What the time now, please? It's uh,
It's 53
it's fif-
minutes
53 minutes
past 6 p.m.
past 6 p.m.
Very
now.
good.
Day, week, month, year. How many seconds make a minute? 60 seconds make a minute. How many minutes make an hour? 60 minutes make an hour.
Mhm.
How many hours make a day? 24 hours make a day. How many days make a week? 7 days make a week. How many weeks make a month? 4 weeks make a month. How many months make a year? 12 months make a year. Also, give me an example of the word also, please. I can speak my language and I can also speak English. Meat, sugar. Do you like meat? Yes, I like meat. No, I don't like meat. What color's sugar? Sugar's white or brown. Do you put sugar on your meat? No, I don't put sugar on my meat. I put it mm, I put it in my tea or coffee. Count from two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What am I doing? You're counting. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What am I doing? You're counting the numbers from 6 to 10. Count the numbers from 100 to
105.
105, please. 100, 100, 101, 102,
And 3
103,
and
104,
4.
105.
Very good.
What's she doing? She's counting the numbers from 100 to 105.
Very good.
Uh,
Next.
my.
Pos- Possessive
You are
adjectives.
possessive adjectives, possessive
Very okay.
pronouns.
But we stop there for today. But very
Oh,
good.